What do you spend most of your money on right now? What do you do? What does your day look like right now? Are you a big believer in coaching? What's the most money you've made in one deal?
One deal we just did made.
What's up, guys? We're over here at WealthCon 2023, and I got a real special episode. I'm going to be asking millionaires what is the most amount of money they've made on a single deal, where do they spend all their time, where do they spend all their money, and what is one piece of advice that they can share with you guys so that you guys can go out there as young entrepreneurs, go out, crush it, and become millionaires too. Let's go. What's your name and what do you do?
Sal Habibi. I sell things online, and I teach people how to sell things online.
And what is the biggest amount of money you've ever made on a deal?
In a day, we made $70,000 in one day.
What do you spend most of your money on right now?
I would say traveling. We travel a lot, and most of our money goes to our travels.
What does your day as an entrepreneur look like?
Right now, most of our day is filming content, creating content, and working with our team to see what else we can create to put out there to attract more people into our business.
And are you in any coaching? And if so, what's the most amount of money you spent on coaching?
The most money I spent is on my mentor. Actually, when I first started, it was $10,000, and he told me to send it that day or he's not going to work with me. So I ran to the bank and I sent him $10,000.
One piece of advice for all the young entrepreneurs out there to help triple their income.
Focus on one thing at a time. I still only do one thing, and I make all my money in one thing. And I'm not going to diversify until I can automate the whole entire system, and then I'll move on to the next thing. Everybody's trying to do crypto and NFTs and 10 things at once and not making any money in all of them. So focus on one thing and then move on to the next one.
What's your name and what do you do?
My name's Daniel Kong. I'm a flipper, and I've been doing some multifamily recently.
Nice. And what's the most money you've made on a single deal?
The most money we made on a deal was probably $250, I think. Yeah.
Nice. And so now as a big entrepreneur, what does your day look like mostly?
It really varies. I mean, some days we have like team meetings in the morning, or sometimes we just take the day off and go golfing. Like it really matters on it's day to day. It's I've got a really good COO now that kind of runs our fix and flip business. So he lets me kind of do whatever I want as long as we check in the morning. So.
And so now that you've kind of accumulated all this wealth, where do you spend most of your money?
Well, we just bought a Lambo, so that was a little small chunk of change. But other than that, I mean, just traveling, eating good food. We always have like a big food budget now, so it's trying to enjoy life the most, right? So
nice. Are you a big believer in coaching? And if so, how much do you spend in coaching?
It's crazy. When I first started, I was a super non-believer in coaching, but the more that I grow, I spend more and more money on coaching every year. Last year, we spent $100,000 on coaching. So
seems to be a trend, guys. The more you spend on coaching, the bigger you level up. And lastly, what's one tip that you have for the new entrepreneur to get to your level?
I think just develop some cojones or some grit. I mean, the biggest thing is just there's going to be a lot of tough days and days where you're not going to feel like doing work, but then you got to put in the work and get through those difficult I guess moments, and don't procrastinate. Just get the work done and get after it. So yeah.
I love it. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you.
Same.
What's up, brother? What's your name and what do you do?
I'm Devin Jathon. I'm a content marketer.
Nice. And what's the biggest amount of money you've made in a single deal?
Probably like $13K.
Nice. So what does your day look like right now?
Right now I wake up around 4 a.m. I do deep work for the first 4 hours, then I go to the gym, come home, get some Chipotle every single fucking day, and then I go back to work and go to sleep, man.
Grind all the time. And so where, now that you've kind of made it, where do you spend most of your money?
I don't spend money, man. More money into the business, that's it.
So what's one piece of advice for all the young entrepreneurs that want to get on your level? What's that one word, one piece of advice?
Start making content. That's it.
Make content. What's your name and what do you do?
My name's John Seaman. I do site development, grade and excavation and demolition.
And what's the most money you've made in one deal?
One deal, storage facility we just did made $750K.
Gee! And what does your day look like as this entrepreneur? Where do you spend most of your time?
Yeah, so wake up in the morning, get my crews rolling pretty early. All my crews are usually out of the office by 7 a.m. I'll go hit about a 2-hour workout, and then I'll do some sales calls. I'll get with all my managers, make sure everything's going good with them, and then I got the rest of the day to do whatever I want to, normally hobby stuff,
And where do you spend most of your money now?
Definitely with coaching. The last couple of years, I spent a lot of money in coaching because I felt like I kind of hit a plateau with myself and my business, and you only know what you know, and you don't even know what you don't know. Yeah. So you got to get around other folks that have been there, that have done it, that can teach you, that can help guide you along the way. And it's a whole lot easier to learn from their mistakes than make them yourself.
And what's the most amount of money you spent on coaching?
Last year, I spent about $250K with Grant Cardone and Brandon Dawson. Those guys, they know how to grow real estate. They know how to grow businesses. And I went through just about every workshop or platform that they have and learned a lot that way.
So what's one piece of advice you can leave the audience, the young entrepreneur out there, to help them 10X their business?
I think I'd want to break it down to two, really, and the first part of that being mindset. You kind of hit platforms with your mindset. The second part of that would be to get a coach that can help break through each one of those platforms, because you think you're killing it in whatever area you're in, but until you get around other folks and get a little uncomfortable, it's really hard to kind of break through that, and you need that guidance,
Sweet, man. Thank you so much. What's your name and what do you do?
Andrea Fernandez. I'm actually a residential lender in Las Vegas.
Nice. What's the biggest amount of money you've made on a single deal?
On a single deal, I literally just flip at home, make $90,000 in 2 weeks.
And what does your day look like right now as this big lender?
Honestly, doing phone calls for half of the day and then literally doing all paperwork behind the scene, all the loan stuff, boring stuff.
And where do you spend most of your money right now?
Oh my gosh, I'm a 100% big time foodie, and I live in an amazing city where food is paradise. So yeah, all my money goes to food.
And are you a big believer in coaching? And if so, what's the most you spent on coaching?
Well, I came to this conference, $10,000 to come here, but here's the thing. At first, I was very skeptical because I didn't want to put that much money on it, but it's all about the connection. So I was here in this conference in January, and that opened my mind to start flipping, and that's how I made $90,000 2 months later. So, I mean, guys, it works. It's just it's important how you meet the people, and then that's it. That's all it takes, the little push.
What's one piece of advice for all the young entrepreneurs out there that want to get on your level?
Do it. Don't be afraid. Because if I could go back in town, I would probably be doing this when I was 24 years old. I'm a little older than that, and I'm going to reveal my age. But yes, if you do it early, you're going to be super multimillionaire by the time I'm 37. So.
Thanks so much for your time.
Yay.
Hey, brother, what's your name and what do you do?
I'm Jason Wood, the VA loan guy.
Lovely. And what's the biggest money you've made on a single deal?
Single deal is about $22,000.
And so what does your day look like now as one of the top lenders in the nation?
So my day right now is structured. Every day of the week is a theme day where I have a prospecting call block from anywhere from 1 to 3 hours, depending on the group of people I'm calling that day. And then the afternoon is available for face-to-face appointments and social media.
And so where are you spending your money mostly now?
Mostly now my money is going into marketing.
Are you a big believer in coaching? And if so, what's the most amount of money you spent on coaching?
I'm a huge believer in coaching. I think that if you look at anybody that's a professional, at the top level of their game, right? And athletes are the easiest thing to look at, right? You look at any professional athlete, like baseball player, golf player, whatever, they all have coaches. And all those coaches are critiquing them on how to make them better, right? So I feel like if you're in a profession of any type and you want to get to the top level, you have to be coached. So the most that I spend, I'm in the core training, I spend $3,000 a month on coaching.
And if somebody, for all the young entrepreneurs out there, to get on your level, what's one piece of advice that you would give them?
Get into coaching early. The earlier the better.
What's your name and what do you do?
My name is Tiffany Pham. I'm a full-time real estate investor in Seattle.
Hey, Vietnamese in the house. So what's the biggest amount of money you've made on a single deal?
Over 200,000.
Dang! And so where do you spend your money now?
I would say all my money that I spend would be self-development, masterminds, and networking.
What does your day look like? Is it super busy? Tell the crowd, what do you do?
Okay, what do? I work on myself first, and then I work on the business after. Break it down a little bit more. Wake up at 5 a.m., gym at 6, start my day, getting ready at 9, do admin, prospecting, lunch, dinner, something like that.
Are you a big believer in coaching? And if so, how much have you invested in coaching to get you where you are?
Yes, I'm a big believer in coaching. I actually joined Springboard. Shout out to my mentor, Thatch Nguyen.
Hey, Thatch!
I'm a big believer in coaching because if I can get there in half the time, I would definitely invest in that knowledge and that expertise. My mentors have helped me get to places a lot quicker just on like 5-minute conversations or a little tweak in my mindset. And I would say I invest about like $50K in masterminds and mentorship.
For all the young entrepreneurs out there that want to be like you and get to your level, what's one piece of advice for them?
Take the leap of faith, believe in yourself, and you can do it.
Oh, peace.